here. Got another video. I missed last week's video. Next week's video will explain a little bit why I missed last week's video, so we're not going to get into that right now. What we are going to get into is something I figured out today. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if anybody else has shown this. I didn't look before or not, but I'm going to show you something, right? So recently, for a quick deploy on my Ridgeline, I made a toggle that stays on my Ridgeline. All right, now let me take it off and show you what it actually looks like. Nope, I can't take it off. I got that knot tied in the end. Got my stopper knot that works. But just a piece of wood that I took my multi-tool and bored the hole in it. And I'm going to tell you right now, holding it like this and taking your yeah, you're gonna do that. So I thought up a different way to do it, using a piece of wood for a toggle. This one's obviously bigger. My neck knife and my haversack, because I carry my hatchet and sometimes my machete with me. I will keep a file in there for quick fixing major boo-boos in my blades. I don't use the file on smaller blades. I just use it on the machete and the hatchet and a little bit of bank line. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this. This is going to be my toggle. I'm going to take my neck knife and I'm going to baton this thing all the way in half. Try this. It's a little bit of a big piece of wood, but works a lot better. Alright, so now I got the two halves. Line them back up the way they would be, because if you don't, it's not going to line up. If you line it up the way it was supposed to be, the way it began with, you'll get that tight fit. I mean, you can't even tell. Once you get it lined up like that, what I like to do, take my knife, get rid of the extra bark first that's going to be in your way. And because of that little twig sticking out of it, I'm going to go just a little bit off of that. And the reason I'm marking it is so I know both pieces are going to have, my lighting is horrible, I don't know if you can see it, but both pieces are going to have a little mark in it so I know where I'm going with my file. Then I'm going to take my file, lay it at an angle like that, so all I'm filing with is a little bit of this side and then that side. And I'm going to file out a little divot in there. Same thing with the other side. Find that little mark I got in it. So you're going to end up with two little ditches, one on each side. And then what I'll do is I'll just take a section of my bank line or paracord, drop it in there and just see that it's going to fit. And by fit, I mean once I got it in there, is it going to slide through? This is not sliding through, so I'll notch a little more out of it. I mean, it will. And since it will slide through, leaving it like this, got it going freely through there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bank line, make a little loop, and I'm going to lay that right on top of this. I'm not going to loop it over. Basically what I'm doing is if you were going to paracord wrap a knife, let's say, or put bank line on a light or something like that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take it. So now here's my loop. It's just up there. I'm going to take the longer section of the bank line and I'm just going to wrap it nice and neatly back. I need to make sure I'm on the other side of this toggle hole though. There we go. And then I'm just going to put a few wraps in it, around it. Pulling it tight as I go. I'm going to say, I'm going to put like 8 wraps on it. All right, now that I got my 8 wraps in it, I'm going to take the end of it and duck it through that hole, or that loop in the top. Come on. And this unwaxed paracord or bank line, I absolutely hate. All right, now that I got it through there, I'm going to take that other tag end that's down on this end, the short end, and I'm just going to pull it through until it cinches it down. Then I'm going to cut off my excesses on both ends. Burn both ends. Do the same thing with the bottom part, and you'll have a good button. So let me go ahead and do the other one. I'll be right back. Let's talk a little bit about this Holtzman knife I got. Yeah, buddy. Can't tell me that sucker ain't sharp. Woo! Alright, so finished product. There you go. Slides evenly through. now you have a toggle that you can use for whatever it is you want to use it for. I'll show you one of the reasons to use it. Overhand knot, loop knot, tied in the end of it. Stick your bank line through it. Stick your toggle through it. There you go. Easy peasy. So, just another way for you guys to go ahead and work toggles in to the, I was going to say without drawing blood, making a toggle, but apparently you're going to draw blood if you do it the way I did it. But to me, this is easier than cutting your toggle and then using your multi-tool to try to drill a little hole through it all the way. Just split that sucker. If you don't have a file, make your cut in the toggle and then just back cut it on both sides until you get the notch cleared out to the size you want. Easy hack. For those of you that like to use toggles, this is the simplest way I've found to make a toggle. Like I always say, I'm not an expert, obviously. I'm not an expert in anything except for an expert in being me. That's it. Nobody else can be me better than me. So I am the expert at being me. You guys have any other ideas on how to do this, please let me know. Feel free to share the information with me. Pass it along. Until then, till next week, peace. Keep on keeping on.